Of course China's lying. The normal average human being knows China's lying. The only people that believe China is the media and for some reason government officials of countries around the world. But China's own residents are actually calling out China because, well, their numbers are not adding up. Their cremation houses have been going 24 hours a day for weeks now. They can pump out 500 urns a day to the families. At 500 urns a day, if they only had the 3,000 people that they say died in Wuhan that they had, well, then they would only be operating for a week. But they've been operating for weeks at a time, 24 hours a day, pumping out the maximum that they can. So finally, the Wuhan residents are saying, yeah, no, things do not add up. Wuhan residents say coronavirus figures released by China don't add up, and they don't. Chinese officials, desperate to recast the country as a global leader that has conquered the coronavirus, have been saying that its death rates are decreasing in the city of Wuhan. The problem, residents say, is that the numbers don't add up. Stop right there for a second. Yes, of course they're lying because it's a multifaceted thing. One, they lied in the beginning, okay, so they've got to cover their ass on that. Two, they are making bank selling medical equipment to countries around the world. Three, the medical equipment that they are selling is subpar, substandard, and in some cases completely outright faulty, to the point where finally countries are realizing that they cannot accept any of the medical equipment coming from China because it's unsafe. It's a win-win for China, man. They're making bank and they're hurting every other country in the world as well. So, yeah, and they're going to continue lying. Because if they told the world the truth that they have more deaths than what they're thinking, estimates now from experts are saying that China's death toll is probably more at the 40,000s, 42 to 50,000. And if they let the world know that, well, then maybe the world would look at them and be like, well, maybe we shouldn't be following what China's doing. They're not doing any better. But we will only know the true numbers in the future, and it will be a matter of history. Wuhan, the first epicenter of the global outbreak, began lifting its 2-month lockdown over the weekend. The city in central China restarted some subway services, reopened its borders, and finally allowed some families to actually reunite. The move is part of Beijing's highly choreographed campaign to mark a turning point in China's fight against the deadly virus, which has spread to 200 countries and infected more than 732,000 people as of Monday. Of those, 34,686 people have died. Almost 35,000. I guarantee you we're going to bust through 35,000, no problemo. Despite China's propaganda pushers being all smiles for the international community, incidentally, they have not allowed foreign journalists to remain in China and film. Residents told Radio Free Asia that Beijing's claims that there were only 2,500 deaths in Wuhan is far from reality. And here's the interesting thing, 2,500 deaths, and this article was published 3 hours ago. They're saying it is now 3,304 deaths total. So interesting on that. For more than a week, 7 large funeral homes that serve Wuhan have been handing out the cremated remains of about 500 people to their families every day. When added, the figure puts the official number of the Chinese government has claimed into question. 7 funeral homes at 500 people a day. So 500, 1,500, 2,500, 3,000. We'll stop right there. Just one funeral home, 3,000 in a week. Times 7, that's 21,000 in a week. Times 2 weeks, that's 42,000. So it looks like the experts who added the math and saying 40 to 50,000 might possibly be correct. It can't be right, because the incinerators have been working round the clock. So how can so few people have died? Said Zhang, a Wuhan resident who only gave Radio Free Asia his last name. They started distributing ashes and started internment ceremonies on Monday. Of course they're going to lie. Of course they are absolutely lying. And here's the thing. Here's what China is going to say. And mark my words, this is what they're going to say. They're going to claim a lot of those deaths are due to other things, and they just cremated them because it was part of the process for all deaths at that time. They're going to say things like they have already said. People were dying of Parkinson's disease. They were walking down the street, they collapsed and died, and it was found out, according to China's officials, that they had Parkinson's disease, and they flat passed out and died of Parkinson's disease. Okay. So we're going to see an uptick in other fatal things in China, officially. Air quotes, officially. Wuhan accounts for about 60% of China's coronavirus cases, but the numbers the government has been putting out has fallen sharply in weeks, a sign the government says that its aggressive measures are working. Social media users aren't buying it and have taken the country to task, doing basic math and finding faulty figures in the government's reporting. The news website Caixin.com reported that 5,000 urns had been delivered by a supplier to the Hankou funeral home in one day. That's double the number of deaths Xi's officials claimed. There have been social media reports that have claimed all 7 of Wuhan's funeral homes have handed out 3,500 urns every day. Now, if they've handed out 3,500 urns every day, and they've been pumping round the clock for weeks now, yeah, no. China's absolutely lying. And China is trying to profit off this. China is profiting off our deaths. China is profiting off our woes and is trying to set itself up as a higher power in the world stage and using this as a prop. Those are my opinions and my thoughts, but you know what? You have opinions and thoughts too, and yeah, put them in the comment section below and let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in the next one. I love you guys. You guys stay informed and watch multiple news sources. It's the only way you're really going to get the truth. I love you guys. See you on the next one.